Hey guys, welcome to Fancy Friday, and here's a rare note. How rare, couldn't tell you, but on a silver certificate, getting a serial number like this, you never see it. This is the second one I've ever seen. First one I saw was on a 1957, and it was graded, best I remember, a 40 or a 45. It's been years ago, and I wasn't graded a 63. I know that. So this note right here, I've just acquired. Right now it's June 27th. Got this in the mail this morning, and I'm just ecstatic by it. The story on it. I acquired this from Executive Currency, which is Fred Bart and his daughter Bianca, and they just have killer notes. They carry everything from common notes all the way down to notes that are one of one, just pop ones, basically notes that'll bring 30 and 40K. But they have a little bit of everything, and check them out sometime. They're really big, and they might be the biggest dealers in the currency market, especially with the rarer type nationals and the rarer type large size notes. But anyway, on to this note. Now, let's talk about serial number first. We'll talk about the back here in a second. So if you look at the serial number, let me zoom. That serial number, you have 1, and then you have 6 zeros, and then another 1. This is a super radar. I talked about it last week in last week's video. And that's where you have the 2 outer numbers the same, and then the 6 inner are all the same. Now, I always get asked, what is something like this worth? Now, I paid big money for this. I'll tell you, I paid over $1,000 for it. And some people might balk at that, but just go try to find one. And if you're into fancy serial numbers, this is really one of the ultimate ones to get. Obviously, a serial number 1, a solid, and then probably a serial number million or 10 million. Those are really the pinnacle for a lot of people when it comes to fancies. And I'm never really going to own a serial number 1. I may go after a 10 million sometime, but it really doesn't excite me like a note like this. Now, actual value on a note like this is really whatever the person wants to pay for it. I personally would think a note like this any day, if you were to throw it up on eBay or whatever, you would get offers anywhere between 12 and $1,500. 15 is probably the top of the market, maybe 16, but it's all about what someone's looking for. This one is graded a 63. I honestly think it might be a little overgraded. Let me get down here on the paper. You can see some paper waviness right there. I don't know how it got the 63 grade. Just in looking at the surface, it looks more like an AU50, AU53. If you look right there above the C and A in America, you see what looks like, maybe a watermark, or not a watermark, but maybe water damage. And if you think when paper gets wet, how it kind of gets that wavy look, it looks like the note maybe has been in water or something like that. All right, now the back of it. The back's even intriguing. You can see the same waviness in the paper, but look at the margins. It's got nice margins on it. The one on the, we'll say the east side over there is oversized, but I like the character it gives. But notice what it's missing. All right there above the 1, it looks blank, and that's because it's missing. Let me show you this. Notice the "In God We Trust." And on this note, it does not have the "In God We Trust." These are commonly called atheist notes, and it was left off. It's not an error or anything. It's a note where they were simply not putting the "In God We Trust" on our paper money yet. All right, they did start in 1935, but it does not include the 35A series like this is. But this is a note that I never see myself getting rid of. You know, if I were to keep 5 notes in my collection, this would be one of the 5. There's just something about this that it has that cool factor, and it would be tough to keep 5 notes and choose which one. I might do a video on that at some point, but I don't know, this is just one that's always going to be part of my collection till I sell it off at some point. Maybe I'll get ready to retire it one of these days, and call it a day and sell everything then. But I'm a few years away from that. But I appreciate you guys watching, and tune in for Fancy Friday next week.